And representing Team Mexico, we have Violeta Mendoza Corral, Andrea Gabriela Guzman Salazar, Jorge Antonio Lopez Perez, Anthony Ramirez Amado, Luis Enrique Gonzalez Martinez, Israel Salcido Rodriguez, Cruz Emanuel Garcia Gonzalez, Miguel Angel Serna Castro, Daniel Flores Sartorios, Ok, muchas gracias el equipo de México. And their opposition, let us welcome in the team of Arab champions. The team is represented by Maha Humiel, Fars Khalid Al-Rami, Osama Radad, Tony Bou Rashed, Eli Mansour, Ayman Nefsi, and Ricardo Bashir. Shukran, Team Arab Nations. And to start things off, as her opponent was not able to compete, Team Mexico's Violeta Mendoza Corral has advanced. So a victory there. But now let's continue with the next bout of the evening, contested at 61.2 kilograms. Let's welcome out first, Team Mexico's Andrea Gabriela Guzman Salazar. And her opponent, representing Team Arab Champions, Maha Huimel. All right, we are ready to continue with the next quarterfinal. Introducing first, fighting out of a blue corner, representing Team Mexico, Andrea Guzman, Gabriela Salazar. And her opponent, fighting out of a red corner, representing Team Arab Champions, Maha Huimel. The referee in charge of this contest is Derek Odov.
And welcome back to the MMA Super Cup 2022. We have Team Mexico versus the Arab champions. Gabriela Guzman Salazar in the blue corner. Her opponent Maha Huimel in the red corner.
Ready? Fighter! You ready? Yeah. Let's go!
A show of respect early on, touch of blood before we get underway.
During the walkout, Huimel seemed to be the more emotional fighter walking in, so we'll see how that transpires or how that impacts upon her approach here. Obviously an absolutely huge stage for both of these competitors.
Maha clearly has a little disadvantage in terms of limb length, but this is a sport that works for everybody if you know what to do.
Salazar needs to be wary of leaning back with that chin exposed when she throws her punches. Salazar adopting a little bit more of a stalking approach, walking her opponent down.
Maha distance managing, circling wisely.
Salazar with the tighter boxing, nice Muay Thai. She's got a great Muay Thai stance, keeps the hands up nice and heavy. She keeps them up high and heavy so when she gets punched, she's able to deflect those counter punches and storm forward with those counter shots as we're seeing here. She's got great ability to teep as well, beautiful, goes to the face.
Huimel happy to let Salazar get back to her feet. Salazar definitely seems to be the cleaner striker of the two. I like that Salazar's not giving Huimel any kind of time to settle into the fight, constantly walking her down, throwing big shots.
Salazar keeps her chin tucked when she moves in, but when she throws shots, the chin comes up some. That could play to her disadvantage.
If Huimel was to time an overhand just off the strikes of Salazar, could land flush on the chin.
Very difficult to gauge the distance and land anything decisive. She also leans her head back as well and her arms away from the chin. Barrage of punches from Salazar. forced to take a step back. Seems to me she hasn't really gotten the zone of optimal functioning for this fight.
No.
She doesn't really seem there.
No, I don't know whether it's the occasion, but she just doesn't seem as present as you would expect the fighter to be. Again, Salazar just stalking her down.
Clear 10-9 round for the Mexican fighter. Phil, you're in Maha's corner. What do you tell her?
Tighten everything up. Everything's a little bit too loose, and I don't mean relaxed. She needs to tighten everything up a little bit, start throwing straight punches. Think about combinations, finishing on the kicks.
So look at the replay here. She actually turns away from her opponent as well.
Which is a very, very novice trait.
You can see here from the camera angle, her face, she seems a little bit reserved, almost like sat back. She's a little bit frustrated now. But this is where she's got to dig deep. This is where the psychological part of the fight game comes to bear. You know, strike off the first round like a bad exam, come into the second round and start to implement your game.
And if you're in the corner of Salazar, you're just going to be saying more of the same. Keep it nice and clean.
And I would add, keep that chin down.
Derek Black, your man in the middle.
Round two, 61.2 kilograms.
That glove touch.
Always on the back foot is Huimel.
Maha a little more fired up this round. She's got orders from her corner to attack.
Korean Combat Federation lightweight champion of the world, the Butcher, Ahmed Amir in her corner. Nice kick to the body from Huimel, up in the output just ever so slightly now. Growing into the fight, as you said, Dean.
Maha's starting to put the combinations together. When she throws a single shot, she gets countered.
She seems like she's putting some more power in that rear hand as well, but she's got to set up with the jab. She's got to keep the hands nice and heavy, use lateral movement, not get, there we go, that's what she needs. Lateral movement, reset, use the angle to fire in that rear hand.
And that chin is wide open of Salazar. Seems to be overextending ever so slightly on the punches, and that's what's causing her to leap forward with the chin exposed. And if we can see that, I'm very sure that the corner of Huimel can see that too.
Salazar's leaning back as well. She's got the cleaner strike and she's got the longer reach, but she's leaning back her head as well. So the overhand right's there if Huimel can see that. But the whole time she's being pressed back or she's stepping back, she's not going to be able to land. Battle learning experience here in the amateur ranks on the world stage of the MMA Super Cup.
Oh, Huimel just took a long look to her corner there.
That should prompt Salazar to put the pressure on now.
Yeah, just turn it up. Again, turning the back. Could be looking at the start of a TKO finish. Hands low, perhaps a little bit of gassed.
Oh, Huimel's turning away. Salazar storming in with the punches. Huimel on the outside now.
Maha trying to get her feet underneath her. She doesn't exactly know where her feet are right now.
Turned her back again.
She didn't see that shot coming, and those are the worst ones by far.
And that's a telltale sign that your fighter potentially wants out of there.
Yeah. Turned her back,
Turn the back in, and it's over.
I think it could be a number of contributing factors there, not just fatigue, but also the occasion, the potential adrenaline dump in between rounds.
What a strong performance from Team Mexico. Advance forward and gain the point, edging them in the tallies, but here you see the replay, the straight punches down the center line from Salazar. And you can see that one got through, and it looked like she said, yeah, time out, but that means tap out. So she actually looked for a way out there. It was difficult to see from our vantage points, but yeah, you can see the hands clearly signal she wanted a way out.
Beautiful to see. Two flags embrace in the center of the cage.
All right, referee at 2 minutes and 47 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner via TKO from the blue corner at Team Mexico, Andrea Gabriela Guzman Salazar. All right, we are ready to continue with the next bout of the evening, contested at 61.2 kilograms. Welcoming out first, representing Team Mexico, Jorge Antonio Lopez Perez. And welcoming out his opponent, representing Team Arab Champions, Fars Khalid Al-Raimi. All right, let's continue with the next bout of the first day of competition. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Mexico, Jorge Antonio Lopez Perez. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of a red corner, representing Team Arab Champions, Fars Khalid Al-Raimi. And the referee in charge of his contest is Manap Kabdiev.
Aramey was pacing like a caged tiger. The cage door is now open.
Just going purely on aesthetics, it seems Aramey has the distinct height advantage. Perez does exactly what you do when you're against the taller fighter. Try and get inside, clinch and takedown. Beautiful takedown.
Inside trip.
Right in the top position. He's got to be careful of the triangle, however.
He looks to be creeping that knee just up, trying to get that past the shoulder. There it is, slowly creeping it up. Could switch to a go-go platter. Nice work to get up again.
Beautiful stand up from Aramey.
Over under position right now, 50-50 against the cage.
Faz on the outside looking for the single.
Nice work trading takedowns.
We're getting a look at both athletes' guards now.
And Jorge with that overhook says to me that he might try and set up the triangle here. He's got to pass the right arm of Faz. He's got to punch it through and then clasp the left leg over the neck.
Aramey is very intelligently moving his opponent towards the fence. While that gives your opponent an opportunity to stand more readily, it does shut down a lot of ground attacks.
Aramey doing a good job of landing big strikes here, but needs to be wary of that submission attack.
For those of you who aren't familiar with the intricacies of the rules, neither the fingers nor the toes can be stuck inside the fence. You saw the referee pull the foot away from the fence for that reason.
Perez trying to work for that wrist control. Feet on the hips to push away, create a little bit of distance.
Faz look to strike here. He's got to clear the head. There we go. That's what he needs. Ground and pound here will enable him to pass the guard more readily.
Big shot down the middle, but credit to Perez. Gets up with the double underhooks. May look for a backside trip.
Inside trip did not work this time. Good work from Aramey, clearly learning from his opponent as he goes along.
Good switch to the high crotch. Good balance by Perez. Another big takedown. Loves those trips.
Takedowns are now 2-1. Aramey has a foot in the hip. Let's see what he's going to do with it.
Foot on the hip is usually indicative of a fighter trying to create an angle for themselves.
Faz doing all the right things off of his back here, threatening with the foot on the hip, looking for the uppercut at the end. But you've got to look at it in the judge's eyes, you know, who was on top, who controlled in that round, who had the effective striking. Difficult one to call. Take a look at the replay here. Switch from the single to the high crotch. Faz ended up in the top position. Jorge doing a great job of overhooking the arm. There was some ground and pound from Faz.
Probably the biggest shot landed of the fight. Two big takedowns for Perez, and as we know, so often in mixed martial arts wrestling is king.
The takedowns were 2-1, but Aramey looked more effective from top. If I was his corner, I'd tell him to strike a little bit, try and get on top again via a takedown.
Round two here, Mexico and the Arab champions. Jorge in the blue corner, Faz in the red. I like the way Faz is so responsive. Every time he's looking for the kick or the punch, he's trying to put it on the end of a technique that has missed from Jorge. He's looking to capitalize on the mistakes in the space.
Jorge just having a little bit of trouble negotiating the distance management of Aramey. A little bit quicker to the punch is the Arab Championship representative.
Faz using his jab there. I do think he's doing a great job of using his length to his advantage. He's using jabs and left hook. Oh, he's overhand
over
right.
the top.
You're going to see another attempt just like it.
Beautiful from Jorge. Use the jab to enter the clinch. He's got to fight those underhooks, however. Fars now with the double underhooks. Nice knees at the body from Fars. Switches to the outside position.
Aramey is getting smarter as we watch him. He's getting reads on his opponent, and he's more effective each time he finds himself in an identical circumstance, particularly one that didn't go his way before.
Oh, trip takedown denied. Perez ends up on top. Let's see just how offensive he can be from this position.
Very impressive reversal.
Aramey does have the underhooks. Momentarily, it looked like Perez was trying to dig in for that guillotine.
Oh, possible north-south choke here. He's got to walk his hips backwards. Better to clear the arm.
Yeah, doesn't quite have it. Again. Trying to take the back here. Needs to soften up with shots.
Mouthguard's popped out, I think, from Fars. Referee might just...
I think that's just
it might be some tape, yeah.
It's the logo from the Mexico shirt, I think. Aramey needs to turn into Perez, get a grip on that, the back of the head and turn in. Perez landing some shots to try and soften up, to try and create those openings for himself.
Aramey doing a good job of protecting himself from shots, but he's got to fight those hooks. That's his main problem right now, not these shots coming to his head.
Oh, sneaking it underneath.
Oh, did a great job of trying to pull that hand down on the short choke.
Needs to fight the top hand.
The angle wasn't just quite perfect there for Jorge. Needs to be more square on the back to finish that. But that's a great position to have. And Fars with some great defense of his back here. Fars used this to make to his advantage, but he left that left hand out a little bit too long. He dropped the overhand right from Jorge. And there was the nice trip, but he ended up pulling his opponent on top of him.
You'd like to see Perez get back to that threat with the takedown, over the top, bring the hands of your opponent down, try and land that big overhand right. So it was successful for him twice.
We get set for round 3. 3 minutes on the clock.
Another nice shot there landed by Perez.
Jorge's trying to set up that overhand right. He knows this there. He's just got, oh, beautiful double leg. Perfect timing from Jorge.
Just sneaked underneath the strikes, let his opponent plant his feet. Perfect execution of the takedown.
Little rubber guard action coming up.
Could be switching to the omoplata.
Oh, this would be great. Very, very hard submission to pull off in mixed martial arts. Could use the opportunity to sweep.
Scramble.
Oh, beautiful work.
Triangle is danger.
Yes.
Great work from Jorge to use that triangle attempt to get back to the full guard, a defensive position in mixed martial arts here. He's breaking the posture to prevent Fars from posturing up and landing those punches to the body and the head. He also can use submissions like the armbar, like the triangles.
Gonna have to open that guard, just as I say, does so. If he's looking for submission, he needs to open that guard, get a foot on the hip, create angles for himself. He's flat backing a little bit now. Needs to be a lot more proactive than this. He cannot stall in this position.
This is the two sides of the coin here off of your back.
Yeah.
Up against the cage, can you finish with a submission? If you can, cool, but if you can't, you need to try and get back to your feet or utilize sweeps to gain some sort of momentum.
I would like to see him try and post on that hand, get to the elbow, then post on the hand, and use the referee decides to stand them up. A little bit too much inactivity.
Fair call from the referee. Both fighters seem to enjoy the opportunity to stand up, take each other's measure standing.
Oh, nice overhand right. That's what Jorge's been trying to set up.
Perez just a little hesitant with those kicks, but no problem with his hands.
To really make that overhand effective, I'd like to see him change the level a little bit more, bring the hands of his opponent down, even touch the knee so your opponent has that stimulus to react to and then come over the top.
Yeah, given that he had a great double leg, excellent timing with that. Like if he's, like you say, if he sells that double leg, it's going to bring the hands down for the defense and the overhand rights there.
Closing stanzas of the third and final round. Big takedown, scored it just at the right time. Trying to finish with some heavy ground and pound.
Really deserve respect there, helping him to find back to his feet. The Ironman competition really will encompass kind of the ethos and the morals and values of martial arts. You know, the respect, they go in there to fight, compete against each other. But at the end of it, you embrace your opponent, you understand the journey they've taken, they respect where they're from, you respect their skill.
The beautiful thing about it is it's not just the development of the music and the athletic career, and also instilling certain morals and values.
Replay again, that was a beautiful double leg, perfect timing from Jorge.
Most fighters then have a moment of fear.
All right, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Who scored about 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28. For your winner, out of the blue corner, representing Mexico, Jorge Antonio Lopez Perez! We're ready to continue with the next bout, contested at 65.8 kilograms. Introducing first, representing Team Mexico, Anthony Ramirez Amado. And now that both fighters have entered the cage, we are ready for the official introductions. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Mexico, Anthony Ramirez Amado. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Team Arab Champions, Osama Radad. And your referee in charge of this contest, Hadi Muhammad Ali.
System for the punches as well.
Radad's getting that foot in the hip. If he can create just a little bit of space, he may be able to scramble back up. Right now, unfortunately, the top pressure is such that he cannot.
Tried to set up that arm bar with the underhook, but Amado, wise to it, sat down on it.
Radad's got to get his back off the cage here. He can reach around and push off the cage. He can even kick off the cage to gain an angle. Right there, it's going to be very difficult for him to walk his legs up for triangles and arm bars.
Or get full extension from the hips. Still slowly trying to create that, cut that angle for himself. Oh, gum shield's come out, I think, of Radad.
Yeah, looks like the gum shield. So the referee's going to notice that. He might take a little pause in the action.
The referee now has the gum shield. He's going to wait until there's until he can safely break the action and put it back in. Perfect refereeing on the part of Hadi Muhammad Ali.
High guard from Radad here.
Arab champions currently 4 down, 4-0 in favor of Mexico. Here going into the next round, Radad has to try and avoid the ground, particularly up against the cage. Replay here, nice catch from Radad, following coming down to the ground. Back in the transition, ended up in the top position.
Maha opens up with the leg kick again.
It's worth noting as well that Mexico number 14 in the senior team rankings, and they had a wild card entry into this competition, the opportunity to fight in the MMA Super Cup.
And they're really showing their worth here. So far, a clean sweep.
Haddad's got to be careful reaching down for those low kicks, leaves the face open. You get caught with a question mark kick or a punch.
Swing and a miss from Amado. That leg kick has proven money for Amado.
Haddad's knee may be compromised a little bit.
Yeah, he switched stances. Then
He
pulled
did.
the leg back.
His movement looks just slightly off.
Sizable portion of this fight has taken part in the clinch. Nice knee to the body from Haddad.
Very interesting battle to see who can get whose back up against the wall. There's a lot of ways of measuring strength in sports. It could be weightlifting or an iron cross in gymnastics. A very simple one is trying to push your opponent up against the fence as he tries to push you.
Haddad really needs to start checking some of those kicks. Amado finding the mark, chopping inside, outside with the leg.
Outside coming, there it is.
Amado definitely sensing there's some damage to that lead leg. He's switching up between the leg kicks and the crescent kicks, trying to damage that lead leg, the left leg. Oh, nice double leg.
Good heavy sprawl from Haddad.
Backing up now, he's got to keep his back off the cage. Nice 1-2 from Haddad. Amado again looking to damage that lead leg. Switch kick to the body for Haddad. Nice pressure. Some nice pressure from Haddad.
Solid finish from Haddad, but for me it was all about those leg kicks from Amado. A little bit of gamesmanship there, setting over to his opponent.
Take a look at the replay. The story of the fight so far with those huge leg kicks from Amado. And like you said, Haddad's not really lifting that lead leg up to check it, to catch it in the act. So they shouldn't leave his leg up there. He did briefly switch stances, but he's not addressing that leg. You see if he starts to pull that knee up to check, and then immediately counter with that right hand.
Smart MMA in terms of cage intellect from Amado. Take the pop out of the lead leg, that takes the pop out of the shots. It means that your opponent can't shoot with as much ferocity.
Amado also threatens very effectively with that double leg. This is the new generation of fighters. It's not a wrestler or a striker. It's somebody who can move between the two with complete effortlessness. And if that leg is checked too high, and by too high I mean 3/4 of an inch, half an inch higher than it needs to be, it's going to end up with a takedown on his back.
Some gamesmanship there from Team Mexico. Proven to be a very exciting fight thus far.
Haddad needs to be wary of train tracking those arms when he's throwing the punch.
Amado's likely to set up that low kick.
Oh, look at that. Some ninja sweep there to the lead leg. He's trying every which way but lose to try and attack that lead leg.
I think he's wanting to really turn it up here and put an exclamation point on the fight.
Again, if Haddad lifts that knee up to check, but he has to immediately respond with a counter to deter his opponent in coming forward. You know, so the uppercut, the lead uppercut to deter the takedown, the straight right to deter the strikes. Some nice pressure, yeah.
Rudad is guilty of dropping those hands after he throws as opposed to bringing it straight back from whence it came. He has a tendency to train track a little bit with it.
Rudad's obviously got some tremendous powers. He's simply not using them enough. His corner is exhorting him right now. Attack, attack, attack.
Rudad now seems like he's found the groove. He's using the fakes and feints with that right hand. There we go, faking up.
I'd like to see him finish on a hook. He's thrown that 1-2 a number of times. If he finished on a hook, it's potentially open for him.
Rudad's corner wants to see an overhand right.
Oh, whistles past the chin of Rudad. Inside leg kick.
Again, that 1-2 getting through the guard of Amado.
Just under a minute left here. Rudad digging deep, looking for the aggression.
Rudad's finally gotten his groove. Starting to set down, come right down the middle with that 1-2.
Amado needs to start replying as opposed to just backing off. As soon as that 1-2 comes, the hands are a little bit down over Rudad. Perfect opportunity for him to counter.
Well, that's the thing. Amado was talking to him before this last round commenced, and it kind of seems like he's taking a back step now.
Yeah.
He can talk the talk, but he's got to back it up. And conversely, it seems to have spurred Rudad on.
He's
you know,
definitely
coupled
grown
that
in
with his
confidence, yeah.
with his coach's corner screaming at him. He's embraced that.
Last couple of he rocked him a little bit.
Oh,
big double.
That's an exclamation point.
Still a little bit of Mexican fire in that.
Once the moment's passed, so there's the gamesmanship, there's the sportsmanship, the respect between the two. Again, loads of different nations, different cultures, different customs.
Yeah.
But they all seem to be under one umbrella in this IMAF cage. Take a look at the replay. There's a double leg, beautiful aerial slam, followed it through, looking to change position as soon as the second he hit the mat. A smile on Rudad's face. But what an exciting fight. You didn't just see what the judges have on their scorecards, but it was definitely one to watch.
Yeah, very closely contested. Both guys did have their moments, but it was more so Rudad with the hands landing that 1-2. And for Amado, it was all about the leg kicks.
In the amateur ranks, there are no losses, there are only lessons. That's the whole purpose of amateur mixed martial arts. I do believe that Osama Rudad will learn a great lesson in this bout, and that's to be himself. He had tremendous skills, he just didn't do them quite enough to win, in my opinion.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Who scored the bout as following: 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28. For your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Mexico, Anthony Ramirez Amado!
Seeing here from these Mexican fighters is not just boxing, it is everything.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Big leg kicks being landed by Amado. There was that double.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Team Mexico have forfeited the rest of the fights, but as they already have 5 victories, they will advance. So Team Arab Champions has been eliminated, and Team Mexico advances to the semifinals.
Either way you look at it, they're through. And we will return shortly. Thank you for joining us. I've been dealing with Phil Campbell and Kerrick Dennis. Join us for the rest of the fights today here at the MMA Super Cup 2022 quarterfinals.
There's an old saying in showbiz, it doesn't matter what they say about you as long as they spell your name right. We've got a situation like that here, a little bit controversial, but it was well within the rules.